Divas, I have a confession. I used to write fanfiction. Yes, and I loved it. And no, baby girl, it was not about One Direction, because when I got into One Direction, I was in the 5th grade. I was like 10, 11 years old. I didn't get into writing fanfiction then, but I vividly remember reading Naruto times Sasuke fanfiction. But anyways, once I hit middle school, that's when that shit was on. That's when that shit was on and popping, and I was writing. I was writing for all the girlies to read. I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything, but apparently it was a hit. Apparently it was a hit, because I got hella followers on that shit. I got hella followers on that shit. Hella reads, hella saves. I wonder, like, did the older emos know that, like, you were being served by, like, an 11-year-old? Where are the child labor laws? None of them. None of them existed back then, because I was in the lab cooking. I was on my little Android Evo phone cooking. I was on my tablet cooking. The girls were eating. Sorry to say it, but I was Panic at the Disco's biggest fan. When I say Panic at the Disco, I mean Ryan Ross. I was his biggest fan. Yes, ma'am. I used to write fan fiction about Dana's Night on Fire, Fall Out Boy, My Chemical. You could just name it. Just name it. You name it. I penned it, and I was pretty popular on Tumblr. Sorry to say it. Not telling you my Tumblr name. If you know, you know. You probably read one of my fan fictions before, but I'm not gonna read one of my Tumblr fics because I think I deleted that account or something. Because once I get like rich and famous, I don't want people to know that I used to write those things. Well, now they know, but I don't want them to know specifically what I wrote. But I realized that I did not delete my Wattpad account. So I used to write my stories on, I used to write my fanfiction on Tumblr, and I used to also publish on Wattpad. And I have one of the stories to read to you today. I actually published this book. I think I would be a New York Times #1 bestseller. You know what? They be giving that title to like everybody now. You notice that? Like, what actually makes somebody a New York Times bestseller? If they publish that shit in New York, I swear it could be like the most random book ever. It could be a book about Massachusetts, about motherfuckers running in the rain while listening to the song Can You Stand the Rain? And that shit would be a Pulitzer Prize. It would be a New York Times #1 bestseller. That's just insane. I have not read this book since I published it nearly 10 years ago. Oh my god, I am an old hag. 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 So make sure you gather around the fire. Make sure that you have on comfy clothes and a little snack, and I'm gonna tell you a little story. The title of the story is Don't You Go Down. Aria unlisted it, so you're not gonna be able to find it. Don't go looking for me either. The caption is, guys are confusing. Love is confusing. I'm only gonna read like one chapter, bro. Alright, let's get it started. This is my situation at the moment. Y/N and my best friend Brendan are about 10 minutes late for the most important moment in our lives. We're always late to everything, and we vowed not to for this occasion. Brendan and I are partners in crime, and Aries and Gemini. It's in our veins to get in trouble. We both play in a band called Panic at the Disco, along with our 2 friends and Satan. Brendan and I slam open Spencer's front door. He didn't come yet, right? Brendan and I scream Brendan and I scream in sync, a classic sign of our friendship. Some people find this revolting. Spencer, our drummer, jumped in his seat. Chill! He's on his way. He'll be here in a few. Let me tell you about Spencer James Smith. He's our voice of reason and keeps us out of trouble. By us, I mean Brendan and I. I'm always ready to get in a fight with that stupid guitarist. But Brendan fuels my rage against the bitch, and Spencer is there to stop it. I relax a little bit knowing that Brendan and I weren't late. A few seconds later, Ryan appears from around the corner, just like you, Y/N, always late. Our lead guitarist, Ryan, Satan Ross, had it out for me ever since I joined Panic. Brendan was originally supposed to be the lead singer until he refused to be part of the band unless I had a role. I'm a pretty good damn guitarist and singer, so my role was assigned. Ryan hated every part of that idea. Hold on, let me turn this down because it's looking a little spooky. I literally have no problem with Ryan. I actually think he's pretty attractive on the outside, but in the inside, he's cold, dark, and shriveled up. I roll my eyes. Just like you, Ryan. Always a fucking douche. Brendan covered my mouth with his right hand. Language! Hypocrite. I puff my cheeks and sigh. Damn George Ryan Ross III and everything there is to him. We spoke quietly amongst ourselves about school and stuff for a few minutes until we heard a knock on the door. I shakily stood up from my comfortable position on the couch and opened the door. You know that feeling when you burn yourself with hot water so bad that it feels cold? Multiply that by 1,000. That's what seeing your idol feels like. The figure smiled and put out his hand for me to shake. Sup? I'm Pete Wentz. 1 year later. Thank you, Vegas, and have a good night! I screamed into the mic. The crowd was hyped tonight, and I was sweating everywhere. In the course of 1 year, we signed to a record label. Thanks, Pete. Found a new bassist, and we're considered the hottest upcoming emo band. This is a life I've always wanted. I opened a bottle of soda and plopped on the couch. Brendan belly flopped on me. Ew! Get off! You're way too sweaty! I squealed. Don't fight my love, babe! Brendan fought back. Spencer, John, and Ryan just stared at the weirdness that was going on in front of them. Spence! Help! I pled. Spencer jumped up from his seat and took my bottle of soda from my hand. You don't want to ruin the couches, Spencer said as he took a sip of the cold Pepsi. Damn. I love Pepsi. Pepsi is so good. Betrayal! At this time, my back was flat on the couch with Brendan face down on me. Off before I find a way up, and once I get up, I'm smashing your gigantic forehead like the gigantic bug it is. Brendan gave me a shocked look and planted a kiss on my nose. I kind of need my forehead. What is up with this tension? This little tension between the two. Spicy breadcrumbs. John laughed from the other side of the room. I think you have too much of it. Brendan fake cried, Ryan, tell them that my forehead is beautiful. Ryan gave a thumbs up and turned back to the TV. He's such a downer. Never wanted to have fun. Hey, Y/N, do you want to ride home? I'm kind of staying the night, so Brendan asked. What the fuck? What is the story about, bro? Okay. Brendan always sleeps over at my house ever since I started renting it, to be honest. Renting a house? Real. Another part of our sick friendship, I suppose. Sure, I guess, I said, getting up. Is anybody else coming to our sleepover? I'm coming, Spencer said, taking a sip of my soda. Same here. Gotta make sure Brendan doesn't get touchy with Y/N, John replied. Brendan pouted. Y/N is so gross. I didn't even want to touch her. That's very rude for you to say, Brendan. We all knew that was a lie. Oh my god. He's been trying to get at me since the beginning of time. We dated once, but that's another story for another time. Girl, Y/N, you're toxic. What do you mean? You dated once and now you're in a band with the man? Girl. Weird. You're weird, Y/N. You're really weird. That's what they all say, I said with a frown. Brendan wrapped that arm around my waist. I'm just kidding, he said in a sorrowful tone. What is up with this tension between the two? What's going on? I booped his nose. Guess who's not sleeping in my room? What? Come on, Brendan cried. You see, oh my god, this is so long. Ever since Brendan and I were in high school, we would have sleepovers. Meaning we would sneak over to each other's houses in the middle of the night. Brendan respects me enough to not fill me up, so we sleep together. To this day, we even still shower together. 12-year-old me wrote this. 12-year-old me wrote this. Shower together? Brother. Respect, man. Respect. Truthfully, all the boys respect me enough to the point where I can run around in my underwear and they don't care. Friendship. Girl, you a pick-me. You're a pick-me slut. Ryan, are you sleeping over too? Spencer asked. Ryan shrugged. I guess. Shit. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't come. I'm not gonna say anything though. Let's go then. I'm gonna read one more chapter because this is getting juicy. Like, I kind of want to know what's going on. Cool. Couple of days later at a venue. This is a time skip. Tonight was going pretty good. Just a small show. Brendan danced around a bit. I told a few funny stories, and Ryan kept his distance, which was always good, right? At this moment in time, we were playing Time to Dance, and something just it doesn't feel right. When I say shotgun, when I say shotgun, you say wedding shot. I'm not even gonna exaggerate. I swear a full bottle of Bud Light soared the air and literally smashed into Ryan's forehead. I stopped singing immediately and sprinted over into Ryan. Dude, I asked. Oh wait, dude, are you okay? I asked, a little concerned. He covered his forehead, just broken glass, blood, and leftover beer. This is not okay. I pick up my mic. Who the fuck did that? The crowd was silent, and one single man with a smug look on his face raised his hand. Whoa, that was easy. I wanted to laugh so bad at it, but I had to keep being serious. Stay right there, I said. Wait, why should I end? What are you doing? Brendan asked. Not right now, dude. Not now. I hopped down into the crowd and pushed my way to that bastard that did this to Ryan. Who the fuck do you think you are? I asked, standing in front of the guy, crossing my arms. Everyone knows you don't like him, so why do you care if I throw something at him? The guy asked. Shit. So you tell me that you came all the way to my motherfucking show to hurt my fucking guitarist? Ooh, she's a little protective. Wonder what's gonna happen between her and Ryan. I really wonder. Yeah, the rest of the crowd was silent. You don't even like... I cut him off. Girl, I'm not yelling this whole fucking paragraph. This is crazy. I don't fucking care if I like him or not. You're not going to come to my motherfucking show. So... No, fuck. To hurt somebody in my goddamn man. He's out there with a broken glass and beer in his fucking eyes. Yeah? And what are you gonna do about it? The adrenaline is sure enough pumping through my veins at 1,000 miles per hour. I kicked him straight in the rib. How the fuck she do that? Okay, so think about it. You're at a venue, right? And like there's like this little, you know, there's like a little gate. How the fuck did she get her leg up to kick him in his fucking ribs? Baby girl is flexible. Yeah, I kicked him straight in the ribs and tackled him to the ground. This is a big bitch. This caused a ruckus among the rest of the crowd. Various screams erupted. You should see the way I spelled screams. S-C-R-E-A-M-E-E. Okay. I blacked out. She's a rowdy bitch. That happens a lot when I get into fights. The only thing on my mind was destroying this douche. Bro, she is like Mike Tyson or some shit. She's beating this motherfucker up. I landed a good 40 punches until my knuckles were bruised and slightly bloody. How long was this shit? Y'all just saying it. Everybody else is standing around watching this shit. Like, girl. Decorum. John came and picked me up. John, what the fuck? I'm not done yet. I tried to rip away from his grasp. Security will take care of it, John replied. John lifted me over his shoulder. Okay, so she's not a big bitch because John just... He just lifted, okay, and took me backstage. And he dropped me in a chair and I couldn't hold the tears in anymore. John allowed me to cry into his shirt. This is all my fault. Ryan doesn't deserve this. I choked out. It's not your fault, sighhhhhh. That guy was just a douche. Is that the only, like, insult I knew? Like, what the fuck? Ryan will be okay. I tried to compose myself. We should really get you cleaned up, though. Time skip. Dude! sighhhhh? You beat the hell out of that guy. 3 broken ribs and broken nose. What the hell? You're so tidy. Spencer laughed. Pick me energy. Oh my god. Yeah, you reacted so fast too, Brendan added. Of course he did. Oh, girl, there's an ad. Why is there an ad on my own story? Oh my god. There's for real like an ad on my own story. I'm trying to read my own story and there's an ad for Whiteout Survival? Oh, this is fun. A 30-second ad for a story I wrote for a thing that I contributed to the Wattpad community, and I had to watch a 30-second ad in order to read it to the divas. Some bullshit. Oh. Yeah, and you reacted so fast too, Brendan added. I puffed my cheeks and tugged at the bandages wrapped around my knuckles. I'm nothing special. I just want to go home right now. Ryan should be out in like 10 minutes, then we can go, John smiled. Pete's gonna be pissed at me. When you're famous, you need to keep your cool. This is going to grab a lot of negative attention that I don't really need. Reporters are sure enough going to take this out of context. I'm going to seem like a bitch. You are a bitch, y/n. You are a bitch. I'm surprised I didn't get arrested. You should have. You just beat a guy bloody, broke 3 ribs with your tiny fist, and broke his nose. Girl, you're the lead singer in a band. You need to be in the MMA now. What are we gonna do about this show though? I asked. Refunds? You said that so casually, girl. Y'all broke. Y'all broke. Do y'all know how much like bands make? They're poor. Cause okay, so think about it. Like regular musicians, right? When they go on tour, they're not the only ones making that money. You know, they gotta pay out the venue, they gotta pay out the staff, they gotta, and it's just a bunch of the other fees and stuff. And then the artist gets money. And think about it. When it's a band, that little bucket of money is getting split between different people. So refunds? Girl, y'all are broke. I see why everybody has a sleepover, because y'all can't afford your own plays. The fuck? Refunds. We might schedule another date too, Brennan sighs. I think y/n needs to be arrested and put in a cage with a gorilla, and then they can duke it out to make sure the rest of this band gets some money. Ryan comes from around the corner, his forehead bandaged up. Let's leave this place. I think we should read one more chapter. One more chapter. Guys, I'm sleepy. You know where everything is, so don't break anything. You can sleep in one of the guest rooms or crash down here, I said as I walked upstairs with Brendan following. How big is this house? Like I said, how'd she get all this money? Nepotism. Night, John and Spencer yell back. I call first shower in the morning, so they have all these rooms but one shower. Okay. Brendan groaned. You take so long. I pulled off my shirt and jeans and threw on a baggy t-shirt John gave me for Valentine's Day. My house, my rules, bud. I wipe off my makeup and literally jump into my bed. If you snore tonight, I'm cutting off your air supply. Damn, girl. Brendan climbed in behind me and hugged me from behind. You're a good cuddler. He nestled his chin in my neck. I know. The next morning, I wake up to the smell of something burning. I roll over to my right and to notice that Brendan is still there. I poke his cheek. Up. He stirred slightly and stared at me with those big brown eyes that I would kill for. I snapped out of my thoughts when I noticed that my kitchen can be on fire at this very moment. Wait! Whoa, my bad. Wait, where are you going? Brendan pouted. I tumble down the stairs and make a left for the kitchen. Dudes! What the hell? Oh, my bad. Yeah, I coughed from the smoke. Spencer panicked. We tried to make pancakes, but your stove sucks. I roll my eyes. Just clean up here. Where's Ryan? She's asking about Ryan now? Yeah. Still asleep in the living room, John said, dumping a bowl of pancake batter down a drain. Ooh, John, you wasteful bitch. How dare you? You think we got money for all that? I'm wasting the damn pancake batter. Whew. How dare you? I love John Walker. I walk into the living room to find Ryan asleep on the couch. I noticed something that destroyed all of my homosexual tendencies. What? His thin fingers sprawled out in every direction. And don't get me started on the way his pink lips were parted slightly as he snored lightly. y/n, snap out of it. This is the Ryan that you hate, goddammit. y/n is an icon. I sigh and shake him lightly. Get up. He opened one eye. You don't have to be so rude. All she said was get up, Ryro. Here we go again. I fake smile. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Majesty. Please wake the fuck up before I piss on you. What a diva. You think y/n watches my YouTube channel? Probably. Ryan sighed. I don't see why you're so mean to me all the time. I'm not even mean to him. It's really simple. You're a dick to me, and I'm a dick to you. Whatever. I shrug and go back into the kitchen. Spencer handed me a Pop-Tart. I used to love Pop-Tarts. Have you had a Pop-Tart lately? Like, they don't taste the same. They really don't. They taste like chemicals and like sadness. Like, I had a strawberry milkshake Pop-Tart because I used to be like my favorite Pop-Tart like ever. And like, it don't taste like no damn strawberry. It don't taste like no damn milkshake. It tastes like Crayola. I used to eat crayons when I was a kid. Hold on. Okay. I mumbled the quick things and ate my breakfast. Ryan frustrates me mentally and physically. What time did we go to the studio? Brendan asked. Oh, okay, so I guess this is a fever you can't sweat out era, huh? Well, that makes sense, because Ryan's in the damn band. Okay. What time did we get to the studio? Brendan asks from where he sat at the table. 3, John replies. Why should I go see what your boyfriend wants, Brendan laughed. I flipped him off and followed that annoying voice. What? I asked as politely as I could. Can you fix my hair? Ryan blushes. I suck at straightening hair. Well, I don't feel like doing it, I said. See, this is your problem. You're lazy and you're reckless. I don't even see why you're in this band anyways. You're just here because of Brendan. Ryan said calmly. That hit me hard. Girl, how did we escalate this far? Oh my god. Ryan, chill. George, you ain't had to say all that. Oh my god, straighten your own fucking hair. Well, you know what, Ryan motherfucking Ross? You're a cocky little dipshit that doesn't give a fuck about anybody else. You just criticize everybody, but when you make a mistake, it's cool. So fuck you. You can kiss my ass. I spat back. She ate with that. She ate with that. Ryan opens his mouth to speak, but the other guys slammed open the door. Well, I thought it was in the living room. It's bonding time, Brendan laughs as he slung me over his shoulder. Put me down, I shrieked. He threw me in the closet along with Ryan. None of you are coming out until you two are friends, John said as he closed and locked the door. Fuck my life. After 30 minutes of banging on the door, I finally gave up. Bitch, you relentless as hell. Oh my god, you're in the wrong profession. Like, seriously. That's cinema, baby. You could be a track star. I sat down as far away from Ryan as possible, which really wasn't that far. Ryan raised an eyebrow. Am I really that repulsive? Yes, you really are. What did I ever do to you? You just blew up on her. That was real nasty. Did I already tell you earlier? You should listen to what I said. There was a moment of silence at the, why should I end? Oh my god. He never called me by my nickname before. He's always been my enemy. I turned to face him. I'm sorry. Sorry for what, I asked. For what I said earlier. I didn't mean it, I swear. Then what do you mean, George? What did you mean by that? You're pretty clear in your wording. 100% clear in your wording. I don't know what else you could possibly meant by that, but okay. It's okay. Ooh. Just forgave him just like that, girl. Okay, no morals. I scoot closer to him. I'm sorry for bitching at you all the time. You're really not that bad. You did nothing to him, girl. Ryan chuckled. You're not too bad yourself. I smile and stretch. It felt like the world has been lifted from my shoulders. Ryan just fiddles his thumb in his lap. I noticed that he did that whenever he was nervous. Damn, it's cute. I broke the silence. So, this means we're... I trail off. Friends. Ryan smiles. I think it's time for us to leave. Just like that. Just like that. They're best friends! Ah! Brendan frowns. Prove that you two are friends. I shrug and walk over to Ryan. Well, I'm near him. Spencer chimes in. Hug or something. Ryan wrapped his thin arms around my waist. I spelled waist wrong. I stood on my tippy toes. Damn, my shortness. And wrapped my arms around his neck. I relaxed in his embrace. This is the first time we ever hugged. Jesus, I said to hug, not suffocate each other, Spencer laughed. Ryan planted a warm kiss on my forehead and released me from his grip. I unwrapped my arms from around his neck. I ain't never did that shit with no friend before, but okay. See, I told you we were friends, Ryan smirked. Jeez, I just wanted to make sure, Brendan shrugged. I giggled. Don't worry, I'm not replacing you, bud. Brendan snapped his finger. Better not, bitch. Okay. I roll my eyes. Ryan is pretty cool. Brendan face gas. Fine. Oh, Brendan fake gas. Fine. John, you're my new best friend. John frowned. I'm not. Spence! Nope. We all burst into laughter. What an amazing piece of literature. And that was only 3 chapters in. And I'm pretty sure there's like 43 more chapters and a second book. And I also wrote another fanfiction about All Time Low. They need to put that shit in the National Archives, like right now. Where's my Netflix special? Please tell me. Like this, oh my god, if I read this whole book, bro, this book needs to be like on an Amazon Prime original or something, because I put my whole middle school life in that fucking series, and I don't know, it's pretty good. What y'all think, Divas? Should I keep reading it or what? Honestly, I think I'm gonna read it regardless, because the whole world, the whole digital world needs to know what about this book, because it's excellent. This is Black excellence. This is fangirl history.